So you may be sitting in a cubicle right now, staring at a computer, not loving what you're doing, but it pays the bills. And it's a safety net that keeps you from taking the leap and becoming a content creator. Your dream of becoming a full-time podcaster, a full-time YouTuber, a full-time Twitch streamer. And this exercise that we're gonna go through today is gonna give you a lot of clarity. It might be scary because it might be something that you haven't done before, but I'm gonna show you exactly how to figure out when you can become a full-time content creator and how to replace your income from your day job in order to do that. So the first thing that we're gonna do together is we need to create the overall budget. If you haven't done this in your daily life, I highly recommend it regardless if you're trying to become a content creator. It's really great to be able to see exactly how much your life costs you every month versus how much money is coming in. I think a lot of people out there are leveraging credit cards and they're amassing debt that is unnecessary. Credit cards want you to spend money. They want you to make the minimum payment so they can continually charge you interest on those purchases. And if you're buying things on credit cards and not paying your full statement balance, you're paying way more for the things that you've purchased than you would if you paid in cash. So one little pro tip here is if you have credit card debt or multiple cards with debt, try to consolidate that debt and pay it down as soon as possible. And by having this budget, you'll know exactly how much extra money you have to spend on things that you may be just swiping that credit card on and purchasing for yourself. So on this budget, it can be as simple as a Google Sheet or Excel spreadsheet where you list out everything you're spending money on each month. I'm talking about rent or your mortgage, your car payment, car insurance, internet, cell phone, how much money you're spending on groceries, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, all those things that add up every month to create your overall expense of what it costs you to live every single month. Now, this is going to be a challenge because you have to be honest with yourself. You have to say, these are the things I'm spending money on, and the number may exceed what you're making right now, which is why you're using credit cards. So it's a good thing to do just to see, hey, am I living within my means? Now, once you've done that, we're gonna go ahead and try to remove as many things as possible. If you wanna become a full-time content creator, sometimes you're gonna have to take a step back in order to move forward. So I want you to go through this list on your spreadsheet, make a copy of it, and start to remove everything that isn't essential for you to exist. When I think about what's essential for us to live, we need a roof over our head. We need food. We're going to need probably transportation if it's required, and probably a cell phone and internet. But things like your Amazon Prime subscription or Netflix or your car wash membership and all these other little things add up to a sizable amount of expenses each month. And if you really want to make a jump to become a full-time content creator, you're going to have to remove some of these expenses. So I want you to go through and completely remove those from that budget. So you might be surprised on how much extra you are spending that is actually not essential to you existing. There's wonderful things like Netflix and Hulu and all these apps that we use, but are they essential to you creating content? Are they essential to the dream of actually going full time and making a living as a content creator? And there's probably a ton of things on that list that you're now seeing that are adding up to a sizable amount of money that you actually don't really need to spend every month. And so this is tough, but when we get down to bare bones, we see the actual number that is our content creator living expenses, okay? This is our new number, all right? And what we're gonna do with that number is we're gonna figure out exactly how to replace our day job or our income with multiple income streams so we can become a full-time content creator. Before we get to that, I also wanna recommend that you consider anything on that list if you can downsize. I'm talking about if you have a Mercedes-Benz lease, or you have a really high car payment, or maybe you have a house that has a bunch of empty rooms in it and you really don't need the space. Can you consider downsizing in order to bring that number down? If you're a homeowner, you can refinance. If you're renting, you could potentially negotiate a new lease. But I want you to think about the things that maybe aren't essential. I know that a lot of people get a high car payment, or maybe they get a new car every 2 years, which isn't going to serve you as a content creator. And you want to figure out the things that you could potentially downsize in order to make that dream a reality. Now, speaking of negotiating, every single year I look at my expenses and I figure out what can be negotiated. I'm talking about internet service providers. I'm talking about cell phones. You can call these companies up and simply tell them, hey, I think I'm gonna cancel my payments. I think I'm gonna cancel my service with you. What's gonna happen is they'll probably tell you there's a fee to cancel, and all you need to say is, okay, I just really think I'm gonna go somewhere else. They're gonna then elevate you to another service rep who's going to actually make you a new offer. If you stay, I can actually reduce your rate to X. If you stay, I can put you on this new program that we have and reduce your costs on those. So take a look at the things that are left on your content creator living expense and just call those companies and see if you can negotiate a new rate. So congratulations, you figured out exactly what you need to make in order to become a full-time content creator. Becoming a full-time content creator in the beginning isn't gonna allow you to have a frivolous lifestyle. You may have to stop eating out, stop going to Starbucks at first. But as you start to make more money, you can add those things back into your expenses. And by taking that all out, you're able to see the true number of what it would actually take for you to become a full-time content creator. So now that we have this number, what I want you to do is think about the ways you could replace that income as a content creator. And one thing I really want to make sure that you understand is that we don't want to put all of our eggs in one basket. What I mean is, if you're a podcaster and your number is, say, $2,000, what we don't want to do is have one sponsor giving us $2,000 a month in order to cover our expenses. And the reason we don't want to do that is because once that sponsor decides to pull out or cancel, we are going to be left in the dust with no income. The strategy here is going to be building up multiple streams of income as a content creator. Now, let's do some examples. So let's say your number is, I need $2,000 a month to exist as a content creator. We want to find as many different ways that we can replace that. So if one of them disappears, we can easily replace it with another. So for instance, I'm going to use Amazon affiliates to promote products and services that I use. And let's just say that that number adds up to be $200 a month. That's going to leave me with $1,800 that I need to fulfill as a content creator. I'm going to reach out to a couple different people to sponsor my podcast. And let's just go ahead and say that that gives us $600 of income from sponsorship or being an affiliate of a product. So now we're at $800 income for our content creation. I'm also going to go ahead and make, let's say, a membership for my listeners where they can get extra content or exclusive content. And I'm going to set a goal of getting 20 subscribers at $5 a month to create an additional $100 of revenue for me as a content creator. There's $900 of income that we've replaced in order to become a full-time content creator. Now, I'm also going to potentially start to leverage my skills as a content creator and consult. So I'm going to offer my services or my expertise to other content creators through consulting packages and a course. So I'm going to build a course on a free platform and sell it for $100, and hopefully I can make a goal of selling 5 a month, and that's another $500 in the bucket for our content creator lifestyle. So we're up to $1,400, which leaves $600 left. I think you get the idea here. There's YouTube ads that will add up. There are affiliate marketing programs that will add up. So another part of this exercise can simply be multiplying your content creator expenses by 12. Let's say it's $2,000. We're going to get to $24,000 a year. And if I just divide that by 1,000, that is $24 times 1,000 people. If you can get 100, it becomes $240. and you can break that out into a way where you can set a manageable goal to hit in order to become a content creator. What I want you to understand is that becoming a full-time content creator isn't going to be a dream once you have this number. Once you actually have a goal to hit, you can create a plan in order to get there. But if you're just sitting in front of your computer wishing and hoping that you're gonna become a full-time content creator, it's probably not gonna happen. You're gonna need to have this budget, you're gonna need to know your number, and you're gonna need to have a plan in order to replace your income. Now, I want you to become a content creator full-time responsibly. I'm not a big fan of just quitting your job and hoping that content creation works out. You need to know the number. You need to have a plan. And once you have that, you can work towards that in order to be able to quit your day job. Once you figure out how to do it on the side, wake up early, stay up late, work through lunch, build it up slowly to once you've replaced that number, you can walk into your boss's office, put in your 2 weeks notice, and know that all your expenses will be covered. Know that there will be a roof over your head and a car to drive in the driveway, and you'll be able to do it without the stress of having to figure out how you'll survive each month. So I hope this was beneficial to you. Let's just recap what we need to do in order to become a full-time content creator. Number 1 is actually just write out our current budget of expenses. Number 2 is to remove the fluff, remove the waste, remove the things that we absolutely don't need to survive. Number 3 is going to be to negotiate on the things we can, like our internet service provider and cell phones. Number 4 is to potentially downsize if we can. Do I need that expensive Mercedes-Benz lease? No. I need a car that can get me from point A to point B safely, and that can reduce your overall expenses. You are gonna potentially have to take a step back in order to take a step forward. Now, once we've done that, we have our content creator living expense. This is the number we need to hit every single month to survive and be able to live the life of our dreams. Of course, as we make more money, we'll be able to add back in those little bells and whistles that we have that we love in our lives. But if we really want to make this reality, we have to start bare bones. And then once you have that content creator number, you can start to figure out a plan of multiple streams of income in order to replace that. Remember, we don't want to put all our eggs in one basket. We don't just want one thing to potentially go away and be a disaster for us. We want to build up a bunch of small chunks that are going to be easily replaceable if for some reason they end up going away. Having to replace $200 to $400 of income every month is going to be much easier than having to replace $2,000 right away. So I hope this video was helpful. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing. Hit that little bell so you know when I release new videos. And I'm really excited for you because I think you're going to have clarity now on what your life actually costs and what your life will actually cost if you really want to make the leap to becoming a full-time content creator. As always, I'm your boy Travis, and I will be back and see you in the next video.